Hi everybody, welcome to this week's Ghetto vlog. So if you've watched the last two Sunday vlogs, you'll know what we're doing this week. We're cracking on with the 3.0 changes and you'll know why we're at Screwfix. So I'm hoping that the saga of the lit up marquee for the Astro City is finally going to get laid to bed. I've bought an LED kit, so I'm hoping to just completely rewire it, get an LED ball put in there. I say completely rewire it. The father-in-law's here, hence having some good tools and some knowledge of these things. So hopefully he's going to get that done today. I'm also hoping to get the radiator mounted to the wall. And yeah, that's a couple of jobs out of the way, which will then allow us to focus on what we're doing with this wall definitively. Are we going to put another William and a half William in? Are we going to keep Kratos there? Who knows? Let's crack on with it. One job done, on to the next. It's probably not the best time to do some work on the Astro City, but needs must. Let's get all this moved out of the way so we can access this. Alright, so this is the light that we've bought. Our only concern is that it's 240 volts, but that's all we could find. They're all 240 volts. And obviously this has got a step down converter, but we're hoping it's only a LED light. It shouldn't be an issue.
There's 100 on there.
On a lower voltage.
100.
We'll see. See what happens, I guess. We've come this far. This is like the third or fourth week I've been trying to get this light to work. Let's hope it's the end of the saga. Ooh. Moment of truth. 3, 2, 1. Let there be light. Finally. Yes. The marquee is lit up. It doesn't quite come across on the camera as good as it is in reality. Oh, this has been a long-winded affair. But it's nice to finally have it lit up. As I say, on camera it looks like it's almost like a bit of a bleed. It's not. It's real nice and crispy. That's a bit better look now. Yeah. Look how good that looks. Woohoo! Yes! So we've got that done. We've got the radiator on the wall. I don't like talking too soon, but everything's going pretty smoothly. I'm happy with this. Alright, next job. Now that the radiator is on this wall, we need to get it repainted. As you can see over time, it's just become a bit grubby, got a few marks on it, so let's get it freshened up. That is looking so much better, so much fresher. I'm going to let that dry this evening. I obviously can't move too many things around because I can't put my sofa up against the wet wall. So we're going to crack on. We've got all day tomorrow to really lock in some of these changes in here. But I think for tonight, I'm going to enjoy the room and have a game in that. Good morning. I had a great gaming session last night. I'm sure I'm not the only person that sometimes you think, right, I'm gonna play some games tonight. And for whatever reason, the night just slips away from you. It doesn't quite hit the way you want it to hit. You might try a few games, nothing really sticks. Before you know it, you call it a night, you go to bed and you think to yourself, I don't get many opportunities to have gaming nights. And then when I did, I don't know, I just didn't really enjoy it. There's just nothing was calling me. I didn't really get into any specific game and the night just passes you by, right? We've all been there. I'm delighted to say last night was not that night. I loved it. Played a few different games, as you guys have probably seen, but I'm really into God of War 3 again. It's just reignited my love and reminded me why that's one of my favourite games of all time. It's been the right amount of time since I've played it. I don't know how long it's been since I played God of War 3, probably 5-6 years maybe. But it's long enough. And doing it again on Titan difficulty mode and searching for the Platinum Trophy, it's almost made it like I'm playing for it for the first time in some ways. Like I'm having to strategize different. I'm just loving it. And last night I met Aphrodite again. If you know, you know, right? So yeah, I really enjoyed last night. But I've got something I wish to share with you guys. Now this isn't actually gaming related. I am waiting on something gaming related, which I'll share with you guys as and when it arrives. And I'm also going to try and fit in a bit of a game hunt on this vlog as well, because it's something I want to go and pick up. But I felt the need to share this with you because it is retro ghetto related. If you've been watching the channel, this has been a bit of a saga. So if you watched the Amsterdam trip, you may know what this is. This is a pair of trainers, and as I said, I don't usually share my trainers with you guys. Usually you see them on the close-ups, right? But I was actually hooked up by a Ghetto gang member who did me a solid, and there is a note in here, so I'll read that to you firstly. Hey Callum, me and my brother have been big fans of your channel for years, inspiring us to spend our money unwisely on all things gaming. I noticed you've been after the Air Max 1 Patek for a long time, and the recent trip to Amsterdam you're unlucky not to cop a pair. Me and my brother have a small trainer resale business, and we knew at some point we'll get these shoes. We just had to bide our time. But today is the day. Here's your brand new pair. You can show off to Mrs. RG. I look forward to your cutaways of these in future videos. Keep it retro, Daniel, aka Pouchy Pow. So Daniel, Pouchy Pow, reached out to me on Discord. Member of the Ghetto gang. We've got like trainer tabs on there. Everything cool is popping off on the Discord. And there's like a little trainer community on there as well. And reached out to me and I said, I'm sure this is the pair you tried to get. So for those of you that don't know, if for whatever reason you haven't seen the Amsterdam vlog, which was like my wedding vlog, honeymoon, all that kind of good stuff, did some game hunting. I was after these trainers for a long time. I've actually been after these trainers for like a decade. They were like ridiculously priced. They were like £1,000 plus, probably £2,000. And then they got re-released 10 years or so later. They're the Nike Air Max 1 Patters. So they were only released by a small Amsterdam-based company. And the re-release obviously made them significantly less in terms of value. You could pick them up for 200 quid, 300 quid, whatever. But yeah, went to Amsterdam, went to the Patter store, tried to get them. They didn't have any, but they did have Mrs. RG size. So it was a bit of a running joke that she got the trainers I was after. I didn't get them. But today's finally the day. Shout out to Pouchy Pow. And I did actually open these last night because I couldn't resist. I'm weird with trainers, like I want to lace them up straight away. So last night I sat here, I was watching a Bar Ha Ha video, shout out to Ross. And I was sat here lacing these up and just look at them, man. Been worth the wait, I think. Cannot wait to get these on my feet. Probably the wrong time of year to get them, right? With summer just ending. They're not the sort of trainers you want to wear every day because this pit here is like a corduroy and it will crease up, but equally I bought them to wear them. I've got a big trip coming up soon, so maybe I'll take them with me. But yeah, like I say, I just wanted to let you guys know we finally completed that storyline. I do have my hands on the Patters, the chlorophylls as they're known. So me and Mrs. RG can wear them together now. But yeah, absolutely delighted. A massive shout out because he did me such a good price, an amazing price, ridiculous. Cheaper than retail, never mind resale. So massive shout out to you once again, Daniel, man, and your brother. It's very, very much appreciated. That's made me a very happy man. Right, so now that's out of the way and the wall is dry, we can move the sofa back and start cracking on with the rest of the 3.0 changes. Right, so the sofa is now in situ. I'm really happy with it. Happy with the sofa. I'm happy with the radiator. Everything's good. Everything's nice. I've got a perfect viewing position of the television and I've got more than adequate room to get by here. It's slightly tight here, but like I said from last week's video, I'm going to try and move this down an inch or two, but to be honest, I can get past it, and if I ever have friends or family around or whatever, I can just lift that up. Not the end of the world, I can get through there, and there's going to be loads of space here to play both of said systems and just general room for activities. So that's pretty much the state of play with where we're at in terms of that. It's here where obviously we still need to make a lot of decisions. Couldn't be happy with how good this looks with the 360 kiosk sandwiched in between, and as I've said many times before, having the games wrapping all the way around. Now it's decision time. Do we add another $1.5 billion into this section here, thus creating a problem in terms of what we do with Kratos? Also, not only where's this big TV going, I've also got the SNES table, which is currently in the conservatory. So we're not going to fit all three in. I'm not stupid. We're not going to fit in this big TV, the full Kratos, and the SNES table. It's just not going to happen. I don't know if SNES table could potentially sit in this kind of area here. I don't know if there's enough space for that. I'm prepared to try it, but obviously I've got to be able to recline, so my leg position comes out. I was happy to have Kratos there because I wanted him. I don't want to get rid of him. But I think I said last week, right? I'm set on the idea of having these billies all the way down. It just gives me so much space. And that's kind of what all these changes are implemented for. And I do also have a smaller CRT TV, which I could implement. And it's just as good. It's just not as big. I've got the MX4000 up in the loft. So I could potentially move this. Bring the MX4000 in. I don't know. This is all just me thinking out loud, but I've got to lock in some decisions because I want to get to IKEA, potentially buy the units we need to get this done, because right now the strong sort of like passion in me is to see all this line with billies and start doing the fun stuff of getting games right the way across, and just trying to imagine how it will be, right? The view of the room once it's all games and everything's tidied up and everything's in its place. It's genuinely going to look better than ever. But I've got to make some decisions. So yeah, I'm going to start moving a few things around and just lock in a plan definitively. So this was one of the things I've been playing around with, and the CRT there works. Pretty good. I got a nice seating position, but again, it only works because I'm so far in, stopping myself from adding those billies. I tried Kratos here, and it's just a no. It doesn't look too bad there, but once you come around this side, as you walk in the room, you don't want to look at the back of Kratos' head, and he blocks everything else. So there's going to be a lot of trial and error, a lot of things that clearly don't work. But that's what it's all about. So, God, it feels good to sit down. I've spent a lot of time off camera doing back breaking, moving of big old heavy things. And I think I've got a theory I want to try out. We're going to work on the theory that the big TV is coming out of here. Not definitive. We're just going to leave it on here for now out of the way. I'm going to try and implement the Bang & Olufsen MX4000, which is a much smaller CRT. And I'm going to try and integrate it onto this unit. I think it could look fantastic, maybe to one side, with a nice speaker either side of it. The PlayStation Lite can be relocated anywhere in the room. That's absolutely fine. It's not a problem. And then what that will allow me to do is, of course, get rid of this. And I've been measuring this. Now, I can get another full bit. I can't get $1.5 billion in. So a full billy takes me to this dirty mark here. Okay, now what I was thinking is, and I've got a half billy already in the house from the one we moved that was behind the arcade machine, I might be able to angle a half billy. So we've got like a bit of a half billy at an angle, then a full billy there. That might work. We'll obviously move that standing. All of these are going to need holes cutting out for the plug sockets. There's some more down there, but that's a future problem. And then potentially we could have a SNES table somewhere here. But as I say, I want to explore the option of having the smaller CRT on here. If I'm really happy with it, I'll begin the mammoth task of taking this out of the house, well, into the house, out of the 3.0. But yeah, let's explore the idea first. All right, so we have made it into the loft, and I'm hoping the TV isn't too, yeah, it's there. So here's the MX4000. whilst it pales into insignificance in terms of size and weight compared to the big DVD Avant that we've got in the 3.0 currently, it's still pretty big, it's still pretty heavy. It's still a momentous challenge getting it down these stairs. But yeah, let's try and get it out of here. Future RG here with a quick disclaimer to anybody stupid enough to think they can take a CRT television out of their loft on their own. Don't do it. It's not worth the pain I woke up in this morning. I can barely move my neck. So yeah, get someone to help you. Don't copy me. Here she is. The MX4000 is here. What a beautiful TV. It matches the room perfectly as well, right? With the white. I've never seen another white one. You see silver and blue, but black, but I've never seen another white one. Love this TV. So she's here, but at what cost? I don't know. We might find out tomorrow morning when I get out of bed and I can't walk straight. But it sort of led me to think, do I do what I originally said? Put the Billy in, try and angle a Billy there, move the PlayStation sign, get the CRT on here, rearrange all this section and have the CRT sat on top of the Kallax? Or do I integrate the other small Kallax piece that I've got, which we previously had the record player on, put it here so it just runs further down towards the wall, so we've got a full run of Kallax, put the CRT in the corner. That would mean I don't have to touch any of this stuff. I can leave my standee there, and I would then be able to only get a half Billy in. So that's the sacrifice, right? I won't be able to get the full Billy. We'd be able to get the half Billy that runs to about there, and then there would be a bit of a gap. So that's the slight issue. Everything I do just contains more questions than answers. And yeah, that's what it's going to be like for a bit. So as Kratos looms large up there, I'm going to be honest with you guys, this is the first time I've had a slight sort of moment of self-doubt. Probably come off the back of pulling my neck, my shoulder, getting that thing out of the loft. But I'm just thinking to myself, like, it's a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of hassle, a lot of money. And I hope it's all going to be worth it. There's going to be some negatives, there's going to be some trade-offs, and there's going to be some positives. What we need to make sure is that the positives outweigh the negatives. I'm just sat here now thinking, I hope it's worth it. I'm still confident it will be, but I've just had that second of just sitting here looking around in this chaos, thinking I've bitten off more than I could chew. I'm going to make it work, right? There's no doubt I'm going to make it work one way or another. And if you guys are used to watching me running around on these vlogs, going to different shops, we will get back to that. But this is like an old school vlog. So the old school viewers that have been here from the start of the vlogs and when we first got the room built and building it and then getting it all kitted out, this is what the vlogs used to be, right? Arranging the room, rearranging the room. I love doing it. It's just, it's gotten harder for me to do it because, well, for a couple of reasons. There's a lot of things I want in the room and I don't want to get rid of, and you have to make some sacrifices. It gets harder to sacrifice things that you genuinely have a passion for. Also, there's no space in here to work. Everything's amplified by 10 because there's no space to do things, move things. You're constantly moving things in 5 different positions each day to just move other things. And there's always that risk, that element, that fear of breaking or damaging something because everything is such tight quarters in here whilst the room's as it is. But yeah, I think what I'm trying to get at by everything I'm saying right now is I need a good cup of tea. I'm going to have a cup of Yorkshire. I'm going to snap out of this self-doubt and we're going to get back on it and we're going to make the room better than ever. Let's go. Let's go. Alright, so I went with the coffee. I decided I needed something a bit more hardcore to see me through this day. What promises to be a long day. So, right, first things first. Move the PlayStation sign, get all this cleared, and see what this looks like up on here. Well, straight away I can tell you that plan's not going to work. I underestimated how tall this TV is. Obviously when I sit down it encroaches onto the larger TV screen, so we can't have that. Right, I don't know if it's worth exploring the idea of putting that half Kallax back in there. Let's try it out. Right, okay, so obviously it's not in correctly. There's a lot of wires and stuff, as you can see, that are keeping it from being straight. But you can get an idea. I think generally it looks pretty good. Like, I'm quite happy with it. I think that could make for a good display. It does kind of render that fantastic standee obsolete. I can kind of move that around. That's not too much of a concern. The issue is the plugs, right? That's the big issue that might stop me from doing this. As you can see, that's right up against the wall. There is a bit of a gap here, but I don't know if I'll be able to get the relevant plug sockets, the plugs in the sockets that I need down there. So again, like everything I do, every positive has a negative. Generally I like it, but I'm going to try a few more ideas out. I have already got a half Billy, a half William, should I say, in the conservatory, so I'm going to bring that in, stop moving some stuff around. I'm going to stop updating you on all my weird theories. I'm just going to lock in for a couple of hours, finish my coffee, and I'll get back to you, hopefully, with something definitive. Okay, so it's been a couple of hours since I last checked in. We've been through many iterations, many little tweaks and changes, and I've locked it in, and I'm delighted to say, well, you can see by the smile on my face and how much more enthused I've probably seen compared to like a couple of clips ago. Yeah, we're not only close to perfection, it's better than it was before. I absolutely love it. I love what I've been able to achieve. It's better than I imagined it would be. I thought I was going to make a few more concessions than I've actually made. Really happy with it. This close to locking it in. Couple more tweaks I want to make. I want to get it tidied up a bit more so I can see it all at its best. And then I'm going to share it all with you guys. And then we can start the fun stuff, right? But before all of that, I want to go on a game hunt. There's a game I've been wanting to pick up for a couple of weeks now. I don't want to miss out on it. So let's fly out. Let's do a quick game hunt. And then we'll get back. And I'll show you everything I've been doing.
Retro Ghetto.
Alright, so it's the next day, and forget everything I said in the previous clip. I didn't end up going on that game hunt straight after. I ended up working on the room all day and all night. You guys didn't really miss much because a lot of it was boring stuff. Once I pretty much locked in the media sort of walls layout, it was a lot of just wiring. You know, things like surround sound. There's so many wires, and just, yeah, hours spent untangling wires and just rewiring everything to make it all work. Very, very happy with what I got, but it was a lot. It was a late night. And to be honest, I'm ready to get out of the room and go get some fresh air. So it's the next morning, and now we're headed for that little game hunt. So we're flying to the city of Derby. If you saw a couple of episodes back where I picked up that Capcom double pack, you probably know what I'm going back for. But obviously, whilst I'm there, I'm going to do a little bit of a game hunt in other places. Might even try and go back to Derby CEX for that game that I tried to buy last time, which I couldn't get served. I've ended up not holding my breath when it comes to Derby CEX, right? Who knows whether anybody will decide to serve me today or not. But yeah, a couple of loose ends I want to get tied up, grab a couple of nice games for the collection, and yeah, let's go.
And I'm back. So that was some much needed fresh air and change of scenery, really. I don't know how many hours I was in this room yesterday, but it was many. And as far as game hunts go, small game hunts, they don't get much better than that. 2 games, Sega Mega Drive, Super Nintendo. What more could you ask for? Derby CEX, on this day, I can't be mad at Derby CEX. It isn't their fault that I didn't pick up. Is it Cyber Rush? You see it on screen now. The game that I've tried to buy twice from there because I decided not to buy it because I ended up spending a little bit more than I'd planned. I bought 2 games from Mobile Game Exchange. The first one was a shock to nobody. I think if you saw that video, as I referenced earlier, that one where I bought the God Hand and Akami Capcom double pack, I picked this up and I wasn't sure if I had it or not. It turns out I don't have it. So I've been thinking ever since I need to go back and get it because it's getting so difficult now to find Super Nintendo games that I need. Never mind knowing one locally for sale in great condition for a decent price. So yeah, I picked up Alfred Chicken. This one's a Twilight developed platformer, originally released on Game Boy actually, and it got ported in '94 to Amiga, Amiga CD32, NES and SNES. Now you play as Alfred the chicken, unsurprisingly, and you platform your way across various levels, pecking at all the balloons that you have to. I think you have to pop balloons in order to finish the levels. I mean, the reviews on this are actually surprisingly good, much better than I would have expected them to be. But to be honest, most of the reviews that I could find were for the NES and the Game Boy as opposed to the SNES. But as I said, this one's in lovely condition. It does say on the front free poster inside. It doesn't have the poster, unfortunately. But everything else in here is in good condition. And I don't think I've ever seen a game before that's got something on the little tab here. It says, "It's great in here." That's an interesting little oddity. I don't remember ever seeing any sort of like little Easter egg or anything in those before. But like I say, really nice condition. This is complete, got the manual, everything except for the poster. So yeah, another one off the Super Nintendo list. And I always get people moaning at me in comment sections saying I'm not collecting right, or my collecting's too all over the place, I'm too haphazard, concentrate on your Super Nintendo. This one's for you guys, right? Keep you all happy. But in all seriousness, this is the way I collect, right? It's a collecting journey. I collect for various things. If I only collected for Super Nintendo, it'd be very few and far between. I pick things up, and it makes it even more special on those occasions where I'm out in the wild and I can still find games that I need, because contrary to what some people seem to think, it's not a rush. I'm not in a race. The Super Nintendo full set will happen. We're well underway with it. I will be doing an update video as well soon, looking at all the ones that I still need to get. But I've never been in a rush to complete it. It's just one of the things that as and when you find them. Speaking of sets that I want to complete and I'm getting them as and when I find them, I'm dangerously close to admitting I'm going for a full Mega Drive set there. I think I've got enough on my hands. So this was also in Mobile Game Exchange. A somewhat uncommon one, not cheap. They had £70 on this. I did get a good deal for the 2. Shout out to Mobile Game Exchange. But this is one that I still need on the Super Nintendo actually, but very, very rarely see it. But that is Izzy's Quest for Olympic Rings. So another 90s platformer, this time developed by Alexandria, and this side-scroller was released in 1995, a little bit later on, hence the blue spine. And you play as Izzy, which was actually the mascot for the 1996 Summer Olympics. Was 1996 in the States? I can't remember. I was only young, forgive me. But in this one, I think the USP for this one is that, like a lot of these kind of games, you get power-ups which change abilities that Izzy has. So you can get certain power-ups which will enable you to jump higher, run faster, all that kind of stuff, which is Olympic related. Now, unsurprisingly, this is not a classic. I don't think it got Game of the Year or anything. But like I say, an uncommon one. And a beautiful blue spine. It does have a bit of like water damage. You can see it's a little bit crinkled, but he did me a really good price on this. And as I say, this isn't one that you're going to see too often. And with the new Mega Drive display, it's going to be mostly spines on show, right? And it's a beautiful blue spine. So yeah, like I say, right? I always say any day I go out and add a Mega Drive game or a Super Nintendo game to the collection's a good day. So if I can nip out and add one for each system that I don't own yet, I'm very happy with that. Right, so now we've had some fresh air. Now my neck has had time to recover. Let me show you guys where we're at with the games room. I can't remember exactly how much of this you've seen. I did a lot of whinging to camera yesterday. I don't know how much of it will have made the vlog. So I'll just show you everything. So I've decided to go with a 2.5 William setup. Obviously I put the thinner one in the middle for symmetrical purposes, and I already had this. So this is the one that was previously there in the room. So I didn't have to go to IKEA. which is an added bonus. This is just an extra shelf that'll come out. Right now, all we've got is a cup of Yorkshire. I mean, talk about all killer, no filler, right? So in terms of this, what I am gonna do is buy some of them. I think they're called like cupboard, I can't remember what they're called. I'm not gonna try and pretend I can remember, but they're basically like bolts which connect them together. Use them in like kitchen fitting and stuff. I use them on all of these shelves down here. So what I'm going to do is get this all put into the wall, I think, so it's all straight, have them all connected so they're all lined up, and then we can begin the fun stuff of getting all my games that are currently everywhere in the room, spanning right the way across from there. We'll get to this sort of section shortly, but I want to show you guys what I'm most happy with. Look at this. Yes, so I just think it's all come together so well. So I think I was telling you about how I was sort of like messing around in this area here. Well, again, I had a spare Kallax. Well, this was exactly where it was previously. The only difference is there's nothing on top now because I've put all the records here, all my record player, CD player, DVD, all sorts here. The only thing I want to get is a VHS player in here. I do have a VHS player, but it's a bit too long. So let me know if you guys know of a narrow one, which will fit in there. But I just think this whole area is just like a vibe right now. When I sit in my seat here, yeah, look at that. It's like, it's just gone together so perfectly. I'd always had that like bang in the middle for symmetry, but I think it just flows so well. That official PlayStation sign now houses a lot of my wires and stuff. And I just think that MX4000, that sort of late 90s, early 2000 aesthetic with the speakers and everything, I think it's all just come together absolutely perfectly. It was an absolute mission getting the huge Bang & Olufsen out of here. I had to do it on my own. Thankfully, I found a good home for that. I'm giving it to my friend James. If anybody deserves a gift, it's that man. So yeah, we're going to see that in James's game room real soon. But yeah, aside from that, the coffee table's where it should be, straight on from the sofa. That can easily be moved when I want to recline, just push it up slightly and recline. Kratos, I'm not gonna lie, I think he looks pretty good there. I'm happy to keep Kratos there for now. We've got a big gap here. It's very rare that anyone sits on this sofa with me anyway. So for now, I'm just gonna leave Kratos there. I've not completely ruled out having the entire Kratos statue in here, but for now, I'm happy with him where he is, and we're probably gonna put the legs in storage once I lock this in. The radiator you guys have already seen me put in. I'm still contemplating getting a screen. So you know previously we had the monitor above the radiator when it was over here. I'm thinking about buying a better monitor, like a white surround one, and putting it on an even larger pull out maybe, so that when I'm sat here, I can pull it out, and then I've got 1, 2, 3 screens. That's a bit of an awkward space anyway. So to fill it with something that I can get some use out of, I think is a good idea. So I might put another monitor back in there. But other than that, yeah, last night, like I say, was a lot of work. There was a lot of rewiring going on. Ignore all of this. So the reason this is like this, with these wires coming out for the surround sound and that extension lead, is because I need to cut holes in each of these. I'm going to cut like a nice clean hole in each of these. One of them's got plugs behind it, but ultimately I don't want any of this kind of stuff on show. I want to be able to have surround sound and other electronics going on in here, and I'm just going to do it around the back of everything through the holes, so none of this will be on show, so you can ignore that for now. Also, I had the bright idea of putting not only the sub behind there, which is a great idea to get the sub out of the way, I also put the surround sound sort of like unit down there, which, yes, it's great, you can't see it, but I've learned from sitting in here and having a bit of a gaming session last night, well, I say gaming session, 5 minutes, once I've got everything set up, I can't really access it. It's very difficult to get up and behind the TV. So what I'm going to do is, I think, have a very small dedicated area, like a couple of notches up, shelved off, that will have like, that fly, that will have like my surround sound unit, VHS player, and a couple of other things just shelved off right low on the bottom. And it'll just be like my entertainment center where I can like turn dials and do what I need to do and then get on with the games going upwards. I've moved the standee. Now that's only temporarily moved. That needs putting into position properly. This wall needs a bit of work, as you can see. I'm gonna have to sand that, paint it. I'm gonna repaint that wall as well. But yeah, generally speaking, It's come together better than I can imagine. I absolutely love this. I think it looks so good. I slightly moved my TV along, which if anything, has now put it more in the middle for me and my seating position. It's all come together really, really well. Like you saw yesterday, there was a little wobble of doubt. Not anymore. I think it's brilliant. And yeah, once we get all these connected, now the layout is in, we can start clearing all of this, getting all the stuff out from all the random places it is, get it on these shelves, and I honestly can't tell you how excited I am to have a full, like what, 1, 2, 3, 4.5 Williams all the way across. All the games are going to spread right across. I think we're going to start with like Wii U. Anyway, we'll get to all that. But yeah, let me know what you think of the changes. Right, so the next job on my list was to make a start once again on what was the PlayStation 3 area. So I've not really done anything with this since we integrated this on the back of the Astro City. Shout out to this toy here. If you watched my recent toy episode, I loved making that episode, by the way. Anyway, I digress. Hang on, what's this doing here? Get rid of that. Right. Yeah, so that was the plan. I was supposed to be tidying all this area up, but it doesn't really make any sense to do it because with all those new Williams down there, integrating all this stuff here, it seems pointless because I don't know exactly what's going there and I don't want to do all this and then literally a week later move it all again to put it over there. So I don't really think there's much more I can be doing in the 3.0 until we get those units fixed into place. And as a result, that is going to do it for this week's Ghetto vlog. We've got a lot done in this vlog. It's been a lot of hard work, many hours off camera to get us to this point. And yeah, I'm delighted with it. But whatever you do, make sure you subscribe, lock into the channel, because next week, the real fun begins, right? The good bit, arranging the games. There's nothing I enjoy more. I don't think about in the whole hobby, right? Arguably against playing the games, but I mean the hobby of collecting them is arranging them, putting them on a fresh 2.5 Williams at my disposal to just ultimately try and make the best game display in the world, right? Why not? Aim high. That's what I'm going for. So yeah, make sure you keep it locked to the channel for that one. Make sure you let me know what you think of the new changes of this new area. I love it. I'm really happy with it. So at this point, I'm now delighted with this side of the room, that side of the room. It's just about locking in now the middle area and the new shelves here. Yeah, so much potential. And guys, yeah, just loads more coming to the channel. I am a couple of weeks ahead. I keep saying to you guys, I've got a massive project, so I'm sort of trying to get ahead with content. But what that means is you guys will soon be seeing myself and James embarking on quite an adventure. We're going to not 1 but 2 conventions in one day. I'm very excited for it. I honestly can't wait. All that content's going to be coming to the channel as well. But yeah, if you not already subscribed, please do so. If you want to support myself, the channel further, and you want to get involved with the fantastic people over on the Ghetto Gang Discord, then there'll be a link below to join the Ghetto Gang. And there's never been a better time to get involved with the Ghetto Gang. But as always, keep it locked for post-credit gameplay. Play your games. Keep it retro. I'll see you soon. Take care. Honestly, mate, you are taking the piss out of me. I've just been trying to kill you, and now you think you can land on my foot? This is going to... Tune in next week to watch that episode of Breaking Bad where I spend 50 minutes trying to kill a fly for It is once again post-credit gameplay time. Now, I was tempted to play either of these 2 games that we picked up. You guys know, I love an early 90s platformer. I grew up playing them. However, I just wanted to update you all on my God of War 3 progress. As you can see, I've delivered 50 kicks to hounds and I've summoned every soul with the claws of Hades. According to my calculations, I think that means I've got just 7 trophies left to pop in order to then subsequently pop the platinum. So yeah, we are getting there slowly but surely. But there is something that I want to show you guys. A word of warning to anyone thinking about attempting this challenge. So, with games of this age, you only get certain sections where you can save the game. And if you miss one of the unlockables or a trophy, you have no choice but to go back. So last night, I did all the things that you're about to see. And now I'm having to do them again for one small mistake. I missed the trophy. And, yeah, it cost me pretty big, to be fair. So, let's crack on. And see if we can do it this time without missing the trophy. If I can remember which way I went. This way. Okay, so I think we're now back in Tartarus. Now, every now and again, I'm just going to equip the head of Helios, because certain chests are invisible. Again, just making it even easier to miss them, right? They're invisible. So every now and again, I will equip the head of Helios. Now, from memory, there's only a couple that I got on the way to the one that I missed, so yeah, we shouldn't have to worry too much, but I know there's one close by. And at the moment, we don't really have to concentrate too much on how we're killing enemies. The ones that were available to me to unlock the trophies by killing with certain weapons, I've already done with the weapons that I currently have, which is good. It takes a bit of pressure off. I don't have to use lesser weapons in search of trophies. I can just go for it now. And as you can see, when you get 3 of each specific item, you'll level up. So I've just leveled up my magic, and I'm sure there's also a Gorgon Eye somewhere around here, so we'll get to that shortly. I think it might be after this. Yeah, so this is a bit of a pain. One of the things I need to unlock is a 1000 hit combo. And I tried a couple of times to do it here, but I always failed. But we'll give it another go. We might as well now. We're having to play through it again. So you want to equip the Claws of Hades. And it's this move that you want, because you see all those skulls that come out. That furthers your combo. So this is like the move to use according to the internet when you're trying to attain the 1000 hit combo trophy. But as I say, I haven't managed to do it yet. But we'll give it another go. No, don't lose my head. Yes, that's not lost my combo, so that's good. I was a bit worried there that I was going to lose my combo. Alright, we're doing okay. So you can get hit during your combos. I know some games, once you get hit, that's it. Now we've lost it, look. Too much of a gap. Okay, that's fine. So we can just crack on now. We're killing everybody. I'm a Blade of Chaos kind of guy, I gotta be honest, right? I'm loyal to the old school blades. They've always been my go-to. They're not very powered up though, because, yeah, just trophies. Having to power up the Claws of Hades first to get the trophy I've just shown you. But I will get there, and I will power them up before too long. Now this Centaur's a bit of a pain, but there is a worse enemy to come, so we don't really want to use too much of our magic or anything on this guy. To use a bit of magic just to make sure. There we go. Now, sometimes games, especially games from this era, get criticised for QTE, quick time events. I think they really work in this game. I think it just gives you that, it's a way of having that real cinematic way to kill enemies. Yeah, I'm here for it. I'm a big fan of it. I'm not sure where. I'm sure there's a Gorgon Eye somewhere. I think it's after you defeat this next bit. Now this next bit is not easy. It took me about 3 or 4 attempts. Hopefully with me having already done it, I'll be a bit better equipped. So white boxes just give you a bit of everything that you need. And these you can wait. I'm going to wait for green obviously, because as you can see my health bar's down. Blue's magic. Yellow's like your rechargeable moves, such as your arrows. But yeah, this is quite a difficult little area. So this is shortly you're going to see the collectible that I missed. But before that, we've got quite a battle on our hands. These things are not easy. I forgot what these things are called in Greek mythology now. But I call them pain in the arses on this game, that's for sure. So the best thing to do is just keep your distance, I think. We'll have a bit of that. Right, here we go. Let's just wail on him. So because they're like 3 animals in one, they're like 3-stage fights. And then when you add another one to the mix, it becomes very difficult. But if you can get yourself in a position between them and use your magic on both, that'll do nicely. It helps massively. Don't want that. Don't want that. Oh, we do not want any of that. Right, let's take this off. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Now we've got to start holding back, keeping our distance, not rushing in. So this is where the game's so different on Titan mode than in sort of standard mode. Normally you can just go in, use all your magic, wail on them, a bit of blocking later on in the game, but pretty much you're okay. But everything becomes very different. Oh, we got to get that health now. We are in trouble. Right, let's go. Let's get out of here. Right, wait for that to turn green. Right, he's too close. No, no. On one shot. Ah! I do not want to die now. Don't die now. Don't die now. Don't die now. Oh, it's gone blue. It's gone blue. I need that to be green. I need it to be green. Quick, 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 quick. No, it's gone blue. Ah! Oh my goodness. Yes, yes, yes. Yes! Oh, we are lucky. Wow. Okay. A bit of magic, yes, yes, right, okay. This is good, this is good. Woo. Where's the other guy? No, 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 no. Yeah, right, let's get his... Right, so now both of these guys are in the final iteration, but these are the hardest form by far. So we've got to really be careful now. The one time I managed to do this bit, I did it like one at a time, so I had one on the easiest sort of setting and one on the hardest. This time I've got them both on the hardest at the same time. I'm not sure if that's the right strategy, I guess we'll soon find out. Oof. Oh no, that's definitely not what we need. But we have got, no. Bit of magic. So that'll help. That's it, keep your distance. Now it's tempting to just use your bow, right? But it doesn't take much damage. There are times where you try and spam it when you're low on life. But you will be literally there all day trying to kill these guys with just your bow. No. Man. Just got to get one of them dead. Oof. No. We are struggling now. Right, let's open a chest and hope it gives me some red orbs. Oh, I didn't press it at the right time. Damn. Okay. Don't tend to get health orbs in them white ones. Oh no, I thought I had magic. I thought I had magic. Oh no. That is going to really hurt us. Quick, 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 quick. Ah. Didn't give us anything. No magic, no health. Right. Yes, yes. Right, take one of them out. One of them out. Go on. Right, we just can't really get hit now. We know he's close. Yes, yes, yes. No! 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 Oh, no! No! Oh, I went jumping in, didn't I? Right, I'm going to get back to that point, then I'll come back to you. I'm not going to make you watch all that again. Oh my god. Right, I'm back, but I ain't talking because it ain't done yet. I'm in a very similar position to where I was last time. We're down to one of these guys, and I'm one hit. I thought I was. Now I am. Oh my gosh, my heart can't take this again. Alright, just keep shooting him. Yes, yes. Right, get it done, get it done, get it done. Where is he? Come on. Yes, 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 yes. Woo! Okay. Thankfully, it was just the second time of asking. Okay, so I'm about to show you where I messed up. The first time. So from memory, there's... Yeah. So we have to pull these down. Right, so shove that one in, I think. Yeah. Oh, we missed it. Didn't do it. Right, there we go. Right, so now you have to time that right, time that right. Oh, I've messed it up. I've messed it up. Right, there we go. Right. Now what do we do? Can't even remember. Yep. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, yeah. Shove that one in. Now to my memory, that is where I made the mistake. I pressed that, obviously thinking, yes, I've got to the end. But apparently, hang on. Right, so even now I almost missed it. So look, there's no indication that there's anything here. You just fly randomly. And there's a chest. And you never know, would you? There's no like little glow, nothing in the side of your eye. I've got a guide and I've already missed it. And I've come back to do it again and I almost missed it again. And apparently there's one on the other side which contains the Gorgon eye that we're after. Finally, found it. Ridiculous. Right, so that one Gorgon eye has cost me about, I don't know, Best part of 2 hours of gameplay, I'd say. Now you can imagine, right, getting to the top of this puzzle, seeing this, getting excited, pressing the prompt, and then being like, oh, what about that collectible? And then by this point, it's too late, you can't go back. So, yeah, word of warning to anyone going for the platinum, as amazing as the game is, you need a guide, because you could not miss anything if you want to try and do it in one playthrough. But we've made it, I'm back on track, and I can now continue my journey without having to replay bits. I just want to reiterate what I said last week. If you're on the fence about playing this game, play it. You don't have to go for the platinum. If you've never played it, just enjoy the journey. There's a whole... It's now Game of the Month on the Discord. So many people are getting involved, and I love it. It's one of my favourite games of all time, so it's great to see more people experiencing this game for the first time. And if you're one of them, let me know down below. But as always, massive shout out to everyone for taking the time to watch. If you've watched to this part in the vlog, let me know. We're running out of God of War things, aren't we? Just say... Ghetto Gorgon for the Gorgon Eye. Ghetto Gorgon. Appreciate you all. In a bit.